Hello everybody, I'm on a little bit early. This is Anita Gosel, your liberated money coach. I'm coming at you from a beautiful hotel actually. Called the Sofitel in Singapore. I was actually in the lobby, but they started to play the piano. And I was like, how am I gonna do this controversial live in here? So I said, could I use this room? They was like, that's actually, you hire that room, right? I was like, oh, well, I won't be long. They're like, oh, go ahead. And I even got, I'll show you, a nice pot of tea. So let me know if you can hear me okay. So I've been meaning to come on and do a controversial live, a few home truths. So I'm so glad to be with you today. I'm so excited to be here and share this with you. So hi, Jasmine. Let me know if you can hear me okay. It's a bit acoustic in here, so I hope it's okay. And you can see me because it's kind of, it is really beautiful in here. Maybe I should show you guys around a little bit. Yeah, it's kind of stunning, yeah. So that was a bit of a nice manifestation to get a nice room in the Sofitel to do this with you. So grab a paper and pen. There's always going to be some nuggets. So today I want to talk to you about a topic that is controversial around women and the truth around women. Yeah. Brilliant. Thanks, Jasmine. Glad you can hear me. And for those of you not here live doing wonderful things at the weekend, just give me a hashtag replay and let me have your questions as well. Let me have your questions, your comments. I'm happy to have a look at those either while I'm live for those of you here live, or I can always have a look later and get in touch with you. So today I really want to focus on really to create a boycott of a type of attitude that is going on amongst women, yeah? So it's going to be a little controversial, so brace yourselves. And if you don't like controversial, then you're probably not in the right place anyway, because this is about being liberated and about being a liberated warrior, okay? So check in with yourself there. Janet, hi darling, how are you? Janet's just had a great win. Congratulations, has just published her book. Which has gone to #1 bestseller in Australia, I believe, which is amazing. Janet is one of my clients, which is incredible. I hope you don't mind me sharing, but we love to celebrate. And this is what we're talking about, liberation and what it takes. And the controversial subject I'm going to be talking about today is really around that topic, okay? So I've got my notes here because I've got a lot to say and I want to get through it and I want to keep it really potent for you and very intentional so you actually get something out of this, because this is not just a rant, yeah? I'm not just ranting for the sake of ranting, you know, just blah, blah, blah and dramatizing. This is really important stuff, okay? So really important to me anyway, and you can let me know how you feel about it too. So, but it is controversial, it is a boycott, but it will be filled with amazing insights, okay? And help you to create fast cash to freedom, this is all about liberation. This is all about creating fast cash to freedom. And that's what we're all doing in that space. What is stopping us? What is getting in the way of that? What is it that we don't understand? And how can we really create that from a very authentic place, yeah? So I used to be in the corporate world, and I thought I could not make the same money as I did in the corporate world out there on my own, and nor did I think that I had a gift, not a real, people say, what's your passion, what's your purpose? And I'd be like, I don't know, I just do marketing, in the corporate world, and that's what I do, that's what I fell into, and that's what I do, but is it my passion? So I didn't really think I had a specific superpower, if you like. I since learned that we all have one, which is one of the things I help each person I work with identify. So I would love to have stuck my finger up to the corporate world and left much sooner than I did, which was 18 years, and stop just kissing ass and doing things I didn't want to do. Working all the hours that God sends, being exhausted, feeling a bit lost really. But I just didn't think, that was possible. I didn't want to be tied to the 9 to 5, but I didn't really think what else is possible for me. And today I want to and frankly, even the people around me, I didn't relate to on a deep level. I didn't relate to them on a deep level. So for me, the moment came where it really slapped me in the face was when I made 5 figures in my first month, okay, on my transition out of the corporate world and into business, and then immediately into 2 6-figure years. So obviously the shit I was buying into, my bullshit self-sabotaging stories, were not actually true, right? And now growing. And this is what I do now and I help my clients with, and I don't do that in any ordinary way. And yes, I'm a mindset, emotional, but what's different is the emotional side, okay? I really deal with the emotional side. So the mindset, the emotional, the relationship with yourself, relationship with your intimate partners, relationship with your family, relationship with colleagues, relationship with team members, relationship with children. If any of those have any kind of tension going on in them, whether on the extreme end or on the low end, and it's feeling like a heavy weight or something that's difficult for you, then that's gonna affect your ability when it comes to fast cash to freedom and making that leap and being successful in it, okay? And of course, strategic mastery. And that really, all of that really is my genius, yeah? And I say that humbly because I've been there and I know how quickly I can see what's holding my clients back, yeah, by reading their energy. Some people call me psychic, you know, but we all have, I don't think I'm psychic, but we all have a superpower, right? And I can see that and call it out. Not for being a bitch, because I actually love these people and they are going through life with the blinkers on, not seeing their self-sabotaging beliefs, their resistances, and not getting what they want and not understanding why, because they care, they're decent people, they want to get on in life, yet this kind of a vicious circle, everything feels very hard, okay? So I can see what's not working and give the remedy to that fast and easily. The difference is a real and robust plan, okay? I call it a jump start, that lane one, really a jump start, and what it takes. You know, you got to update your ideas of yourself, because you can't be a leader and a businesswoman if you have ideas of yourself that are kind of like, I'm shit and I don't believe in myself, and I can't own having difficult conversations in my life or whatever it may be, okay? Or I can't take any kind of leap. So that's my genius and that's my fact, and I say that humbly, and you will have yours too, okay? And now I've had that genius probably for around 20 years ago, because I've been on a spiritual, energetic, inner journey for that long. You know, I'm 41 now. I started this journey, I think I must have picked up my first kind of spiritual books when I was around 17, if not before, and became sort of obsessed with this, right? Just want to put this charger in because I don't want this to stop. Give me a moment. Okay, let me just turn that around. Just putting the charger in, guys. So, let me just get back to... So, that's what my genius has been, okay? And I'm really... And now I've been an entrepreneur now for many years as well. Hi, Sharon, I think you're new. Hi, darling, massive welcome to you. Let me have your questions. Absolutely love to have your questions. Also, just hit the love heart or like if there's anything you're resonating with or anything you want to say. We get more out of life when we interact. And actually, the controversial subject I'm talking about today is really the reason why you're not reacting right now, or why we may watch in the background and why we may hide, and what's going on there, and how that really needs to fucking stop. And I say that with love, and I do swear for the new people here. I just think it's the color in me is part of who I am, so I don't apologize for it anymore, and neither should you. You should be who you are. If you don't swear, that's okay. If you do, that's fine, okay, that's okay too, right? So now I've been an entrepreneur for many years. I have the best programs on the market, and I will be telling you why. And that sounds very controversial, but I will be telling you why. You know, this is from a real place. This is from someone that's really been on that journey, really invested in many, many, many different things. The mission I'm on is to really liberate women, and it is so close to my heart. It really is. It's everything I do. I'd live and die for it. I genuinely care. And you know, the results of my clients are really the results for me. I don't want it more than them. They have to want it more than me, because that's them being a victim. Yeah, and that's not empowering women. I want to empower women. I don't want them to be dependent on me, right? Hi, Emily. Nice to see you, darling. So I just want to introduce myself for those of you that don't know me and that are new, because I know we've got lots of new members on the group. Sharon is one for sure. I may have seen one or two others. So let me know if you're new, if you're here, or if you're on the replay in the comments. Let me have your questions. Let me know what you're struggling with, right? Get the help you're here to get. Don't be shy, okay? I don't bite, even though this is going to be controversial. I just want to introduce myself. So I am Anita Gosel. I call myself the Liberation Money Coach. It goes a lot deeper than that. And I am formerly a recovering people pleaser and formerly a corporate slave that has broke free. Really the feeling like I was a fake, a fraud, a people pleaser. And now I've transitioned out of that from quite a broken person really into 5-figure month, 6-figure business. Now I help my clients do that as well immediately. And this is with no loss in income, transitioning from corporate hell to making big income from their gift. Okay, that's not the only women I work with. I work with other women too, but that's who I was. Okay, so I get a lot of women coming from that background as well. So by removing what I call the root of their lack of self-belief, and the fears that are teaching them that they're not able to do this, okay? And then teaching them what it really takes to get to a 5-figure, 6-figure strategies lane by lane, okay? I work with clients at very different levels, okay? I have clients that are coaches, but currently have very expensive passions, not making a lot of money out of it, or those that are talented, but not making a lot of money out of their talent. Those transitioning definitely is a big clientele of mine, from the corporate world into business, into freedom, finding out what that takes. And then I also work with singers, actors, some celebrities on my VIP programs. And I also work at more of with 7-figure, 8-figure corporate companies at a consultancy level, okay? So all kinds of different levels I'm working. I bring all that experience into anyone I work with. I have 2 programs, the Liberate Me Fast Cash to Freedom. And the suite also includes a program called Create a Life You Love from the Inside Out. And that's when you're kind of like, oh, I like the idea of this, but I'm a little bit unsure. Can I really do that? So it's a good starting point, okay? If you come into Fast Cash to Freedom, we'll pepper some of the Create a Life You Love from the Inside Out into that. If you haven't been on that program, because it's a great baseline, okay? And you'll know why, as I tell you. So depending what each client requires in their life right now, whether it's their relationships, your self-doubt, your anxiety, your overwhelm, just sick of the 9 to 5, okay? And wanting to start a business and make some money, and feel utter confidence, okay? One thing they all have in common is that they want to be free. I just want you to be free, man. It's like, God, the shackles of the corporate world, this can't be it. And to be liberated, and really to be liberated from being fake, yeah? And feel like they're living life on their terms, okay? And have extreme joy, romance, and wealth. All of these things together is what I bring together, okay? So yes, you get all the business coaching stuff, but there's a lot in there that is what is the truth around what it takes. And it's not just, you know, getting the right strategy at all. So at the moment, and this shocks me, at the moment, 70% of women make less than $50,000 a year. Yeah. So less than $25,000 a year, okay? I will make that in a month, and I have clients that will do that too, okay? And you multiplies of that, okay? But that's the truth of where we stand. That's a statistic, okay? And then you have the top 3%, the sector on the top 3% that pass the six-figure figure mark, okay? Which I have done, right? And then we have the 2% mark. Such small percentages for women, right? The 2% mark that go over the $1 million. And you would think, well, you know, not everybody can have that much money, or not everybody can be a millionaire, not everybody can be a six-figure earner. That is utter bullshit. Anyone can do it. And I'm going to tell you why you are not doing it if you're wanting to do it when I have a nice sip of the nice tea they gave me. Okay. So let me know, you know, what that feels like to you as well, and what questions you have. So, and I firmly believe the reason why our numbers are what they are for women is because there is a root cause. Yeah, there's a root cause. It doesn't matter how many policies we put in, how many diversity, inclusion, equal freaking opportunities, right? Women are still stuck spinning in circles, okay? Because it's not about that. The cause is really individual. It is a societal wound as well, but there is a root wound, a root cause, yeah, that really has women diminish our value like that. Like, we'll diminish our value. We will do it in our speech. We do it in the way we speak. We do it in the way that we don't speak up. And we do it in the way that we don't believe in ourselves. We will diminish ourselves. We will diminish our skill set. We will diminish our gifts. Hi, Gloria. Nice seeing you here, darling. And we will really not show up and stand in our liberated power. So I'm on a mission this year, right? And let me know if you want to join me, right? To stop this diminishing, right? And get as many women to six figures this year, even if they're starting from scratch, like I did, okay? And some of you may be further along. Hi from Spain, sunny Spain. Where is everybody else coming in from? Gloria, nice. What's the weather like? Where is everybody else coming in? I love to. I'm in Singapore. Sunny Singapore, but in a hotel, so it doesn't look very sunny in here, but it is outside. And yes, you know, when you talk to me, you will see that I'm fun. Today I'm more serious, but you'll still see that I have a very fun side, and I joke a lot. I'm laid back, but this is rooted in substance. It's not airy fairy pie in the sky stuff, okay? I often say that don't let the fun. Hi from Sydney. So we've got Spain and Sydney. Any sun in Sydney yet? Maybe I need to see what time of year it is. Oh no, it is. It's sunny in Sydney, right? It should be hot, boiling hot, in fact. So I often say, don't let the fun, carefree persona here fool you. I mean, I know my stuff, right? I know my stuff. And I have the receipts to prove it, the figures to prove it. 43 degrees, baby. Oh, whoa. That is, whew, smoking. And I have the testimonials, the reviews, all of that stuff, okay? I've sat on the board of multi-million-dollar companies, helping them make serious cash, but I still had all this shit going on that I'm about to tell you. Yeah, I've been featured in CEO Magazine, World Summit, international speaker, soon to be the author of Confessions of a Liberated Warrior, Create a Life You Love from the Inside Out in 90 days. And I'm not only passionate, but I'm also effective. I want you to be able to talk about yourself in this way, right? I never would have been able to own that. I'd be like, oh, we're not like, no, I've got to diminish myself. I've got to make myself smaller, right? That's a bit rude. That's a bit up yourself. And it's just not, right? Because you do have a genius and superpower. It doesn't take away from your beauty. It adds to your beauty, okay? So I want you to know that. Really own your genius. Yeah, I love to know what you think your genius is. Pop it in the chat. What's your superpower? Pop it in the chat as I speak. So I'm not just passionate. I'm very effective when it comes to inspiring, yes, but also empowering women exactly how to feel comfortable in their own skin and not to feel like a fake or a fraud, yeah? And instead feel empowered, liberated, and find your inner voice, right? Let it actually come out. right? We ignore conversations we don't want to have, but we ignore messages that are hard to respond to. Just respond. Like, it's okay. Just be you. Just be real. Just be honest. But it's not that easy, right? Because what's getting in the way? So often we feel like a fake or a fraud, and instead it's moving to feeling empowered and liberated, okay? And for those that choose and want to make that empowered decision, which I love and make a fantastic income from their gift, fast, that's what this is all about, okay? That's what this is all about as well. So, and I am the founder of the Liberate Me, which is trademarked, and it's called the Fast Cash to Freedom system. And I have some very high level partnerships and joint ventures around the world. So the proof is there, but it's not about the fucking proof, right? It's really not about that. I don't need to toot my own horn. Why am I telling you this? Because this is the kind of power you need to stand in, right? Gloria, psychic medium, running a murky retreat. Woo! Amazing, amazing. I was just watching a great documentary, actually, I'll go off track now, on Netflix by Gwyneth Paltrow group. And she had a great medium on there. I think her name was Laura something. Anyway, incredible. You might want to check it out, Laura. And good luck with that retreat. I fucking love what you're doing and owning that. And owning that kind of passion. It's not really a passion, it's the truth of who you are. There's going to be a lot of naysayers, right? A lot of people that say, oh, maybe you're a fraud, or this isn't real. So, you know, to live your purpose is very confronting as well, right? You have to be liberated. You have to be kind of warrior-esque for that, but you are more than capable of that, okay? So that's what I'm telling you. But I know when, I'm also telling you, because when you're hiring someone, yeah, you watched it this week. Amazing. It's good, right? I love that series. So yes, you know when you're hiring someone, you want to make sure they're the real deal and they're robust and they deliver. So I'm telling you that about me too. Should you hire me, you know that, right? You know that about me. Trust me, I've invested in many that are not. And this is the controversial stuff that I want to talk about today. I also want to tell you this because I never believed it was possible for me. And sometimes I still don't believe it's happening, okay? Because there's always the next level. I'm like, what? How is this happening, right? Bringing out the warrior. Exactly. So my story is not one that would have you have this future in front of it, right? I was abused by my mother, physically abused. I was in several domestically violent, abusive relationships, 2 divorces. Now I've got 2 certificates. So I say a certificate is an achievement, right? So I'm married for a 3rd time. So I say each marriage is an achievement, whether you make it or not, right? It's a certificate. So, and it is true because through that is such learning, okay? Such learning. I was disowned. I am a UK-born Indian, so a very strict cultural upbringing, trying to navigate, the Indian cultural ways of being and ways to act, what is allowed and what isn't allowed. I lost my dad to suicide at 17, the most devastating thing, I would say, in my life. Still is the most devastating thing. And that's why I believe there's nothing worse than a wasted life. And he really didn't have a voice. He had a great gift, but not a voice. Got the whole real deal. Not you're a fraud. I no longer give a fuck. I really don't. You're saying word for word. Thank you so much. Yep. And you got to keep going, right? And I'm going to tell you why, Gloria. So thank you for sharing that. This is a shit you're going to get thrown at you, okay? When we embody our truth. This is why so many women are not doing it. And I will tell you what they're doing instead, okay? Which is the most really the most controversial thing I'm going to say today. So I'm sure I'll get some flack, but that's okay. Second husband sitting with me, he agrees. Mwah, mwah, to you both. Amazing. So why am I lost my dad to suicide, like I say, and 2 more relatives to suicide just before I was 30, in my 20s, right? And all of my grandparents. Why am I telling you this? Because I want you to be careful. I want you to be careful with social media, websites, and what you're hearing out there in society. People are not giving their true version of themselves. They're not being honest, right? They're not being real about things. So I could make this very glamorous and pro, and actually looks a bit glamorous because I was in a lobby of a hotel, and if you saw the beginning, I just said they actually said, oh, why don't you use this room? And they've just given me this nice room. So I haven't hired this room, they've given it to me. And that's the kind of shit that happens to you when you're vibrating from a good place. It's very cool. So I'm not complaining, okay? So we got somewhere nice to hang out. But, that doesn't really matter, right? So why am I telling you this is really because is that I'm here to transform lives, yeah? Transform lives so that it doesn't matter really how I look, okay? I do want you to be confident in your image and your body as well, but that I don't want it to be taken away from the substance of your value, that you're being judged for that. Whatever you choose to dress like or look like, you want to be the embodiment of that. Own that, and don't diminish it in any way at all, right? There's nothing, that has nothing to do with your power and gifts. Nothing, zero, okay? I can, for me, I can shift right now from this place to a fun party girl. And that's me. I'm all of that, I'm the party girl, the spiritual mindset, strategic, results driven coach, mentor, I'm all of those things, right? Not one or the other. One doesn't diminish the other. They're both parts of me, okay? Whereas others are creating personas and brands that will never be able to live up to what they've promised, okay? Because it's based on theory, logic, and strategy, not real life, not really how it works. And my clients' brands, if you like, or their gifts, are for real because it comes from the truth of who they are. I'm not trying to work out, what is it I'm meant to do in this world? What do I have skills in? What could be successful? Your gift is coded to be successful. That's why you have that longing and yearning to do it, okay? So that's really the truth of who you are. That's your real gift, okay? That is the real, for my clients, that is the real them. And real value, so they can own it easily and feel confident. So no bullshit. So the people that are going to these, these personas and brands, and I'm not going to mention names or anything like that, but I'm missing this whole piece of the real, authentic shit that is going on that we need to deal with. Those people hire those people because they're logical, they're strategic, it's what everybody else is doing. It seems like the right thing to do, and they get derailed. Yeah, they get derailed. They feel like a failure, and what they need, and they don't get what they need. So in the end, they end up working with me. To be honest, a lot of them end up working with me. I've created what I have because I was sick and tired of the airy fairy stuff. And look, I'm very spiritual, very energetic, but I'm also very real, okay, about what it takes. And I'm, I have to qualify that it's going to be hard to make that kind of income without this level of understanding and knowledge, okay? And to do that on your own, that's true, yeah? You're 100%. Oh, me, thank you. You are too, my love. I just love your energy. It's really excited for your retreat, girl. Yeah, so what else? So I knew inside of me that somehow this wasn't true, that it didn't have to be this hard. It wasn't this strategic. It wasn't this logical. And I discovered the exact process, yeah, to bust that myth in the face, okay? So I think it's time to call things out. Controversial, yes, and I'm proud of it, I'm going to continue to drive this point forwards, okay? As I know it's really existing, and I'm about to give you the truth about two kinds of women, okay, we are dealing with. So women are stuck. Many women are stuck. Many women in this group are stuck. And you don't know why, and that's why you're here. You don't even maybe know why you're here, but that's why you're here. Your soul brings you to a place, okay, because it guides you to where you need to be. There are no accidents in life, okay? Hi Ashrita, darling. There are no accidents. So women are stuck in pain. They are not really progressing. They're kind of going around in vicious circles, making mistakes, hiring the wrong help, taking the wrong paths, or just staying stuck because they think they have no other choice, right? Or they're trying to do it like everybody else is doing it. So this is true because you can look at, even Forbes, Forbes Women's Summit. They gave the data to prove that we are not advancing at the rate we can, right? And there's billions of women in the world. And I gave you the figures of what we're earning and how held back we are. And what the flip is going on? I mean, we have equal opportunities. Many of us look very confident on the surface, have very successful jobs and husbands and maybe children. So what is going on? And that's what I'm going to tell you today, okay? So I like to really get real, okay? I want to get real. So I'm going to get real. There's nothing wrong with you. I want you to know there is nothing wrong with you. Let me get that clear now, okay? But there is a root cause that has come there from it's personally imprinted from your background, your culture, your life, but also lineage, like that goes about 20 back. So you're carrying energy and self-sabotaging beliefs and wounds, as I call them, that don't even belong to you, right? That are literally stopping you and are keeping you stuck, okay? So it's very personal to you. They're like an invisible barrier. You're like, I know I should be doing this. I know exactly what I need to do. I know what I need to say. I know I'm worth more than this, but you don't, right? Who's been there? I have many times. Me, right? For sure. Just effing everything up. This is invisible barrier. It's just effing everything up. Just came up on my news feed and I feel a blessing. You are a blessing. Thank you. And I identified I know how to identify the root wound and remove it quickly. So we don't need 25 years of therapy. In fact, I have people that have been in years and years of therapy come to me and saying, I really didn't think there was anything else more that is going to help me because I've got so much freaking awareness. I know what's wrong. I know what's going on with me, but I can't move because you're carrying other people's shit. You're picking up beliefs, root wounds and beliefs that do not freaking belong to you, but they are running the show. They are attracting your experiences. That doesn't mean that your current experience can't turn around in your current job, in your current with your current boss, with your current partner. It doesn't mean you need to get rid of those things because it's from the inside out. So when that's healed and released, those things magically change. So a lot of my clients will say at that point, once you've got through the release and letting go point, everything is like a domino effect. Suddenly they, have a load of cash coming in. Their relationship turns around in their marriage that they thought was doomed or just going to be miserable forever, and they were just living with it, right? They're feeling great in their own skin, suddenly confident. They're like, what happened? I didn't do anything, right? Because this is the inner work. This is the root stuff that nobody else is dealing with. They have all this stuff underneath, and most are dealing with this shit up here. Here's a strategy. Here's how you start a business. Do some, flying unicorns, slide off freaking rainbows. That doesn't work, okay? So it's about knowing that. So the rest of that is freaking easy. And there's a new way to do all of that as well, okay, in terms of the strategic stuff. So I'm very excited about that. Okay, so that is really the problem, yeah? It's what others are doing is very surface level, okay? But no matter how good it is, and the surface stuff is good stuff, but it's just that the root lies beneath. So unless you get rid of that, it's really hard to be successful, or it's going to be some success, it's kind of feast and famine, or really hard work. So you may as well just stay in a job, to be honest. You may as well just stay in a job, right? Because at least you're getting paid, right? And it's that, that sloggy, horrible feeling, right? You don't want your business to feel like that as you're launching into freedom and liberation. That's not the point, right? So we need to get rid of that first to get your real gift to come out. So I know that anyone that does this will only get a certain level of success, if any, or get damaged even further and go back in a big loop and go, oh, I knew I shouldn't do this. I knew I'd be a failure, that kind of stuff. So, and it's also the fear of being judged, right? So it's so huge, right? So huge, right? That's why some of you are in the background not saying anything because we just don't want to be judged, right? So we kind of hide, we diminish ourselves. So I'm going to invite you not to do that, okay? That's not what this group is about. This is about being liberated, coming out. You know, pretty much anything goes. Follow the rules in the welcome post. There's lots of good stuff in there as well, if you haven't seen that. So the fear of being judged, this is root cause that holds us back. And a lot of women do judge, right? I know because I used to judge. Yeah. Did you? Are you? It's okay, right? It's okay to admit that. I'm just seeing if anyone's coming in the room. That is not coming from an intelligent place, guys. Okay, and I say that with love. As Steve Jobs said, if you want to be liked, don't be a leader. Go sell ice cream, or something like that, right? And it's true. If you want to be liked, don't be a leader. Go sell ice cream, right? So stop judging other women. Stop. And realize instead, no, if you feel judgment, like I said, I used to do it. And sometimes it will still come up for me, okay? So I'm not sitting here as a, look at me, I don't judge anyone. It means that what they have, or a version of that, is available for you. And your soul, the true you, is trying to call you towards that. But it's mixed in with the root, okay? The root cause, the root wound. And it comes out as judgment. The truth is, you couldn't feel that judgment otherwise unless it was available to you. So know that now. Every time you're judging, that shit's available to you. You can have that. Start to get really zoned in on what you're judging, okay? So the point is, when you are a leader, you are going to be in the line of fire, right? Look at Gloria. Look at the things that you've said that people are saying to you, right? You're going to be in the line of fire. Some people are going to like you and others are not, yeah? This is none of your business. It never was. My favorite thing is like when people say to me, oh, so-and-so said this about you or said that about you, or they don't. I'm like, that's nice. As long as they're saying it behind my back, I really don't care. And if they want to say it to my face, that's okay, right? The best you're going to get from me is like, you could be right. You could be right. Because you could be wrong, right? Best thing to say to people, right? Top tip. You could be right, but you could be wrong, right? There's no sense speaking to madness, okay? There's no sense to that. But I know they respect me, right? I don't know if you feel that, Gloria. I know they respect me as they look at what I've achieved and they can see the substance in that, yeah? The realness of that. So they think, is she a crazy party girl or or is she building a business? Is she a serious businesswoman, right? Depending on, and I'm both. What two things are you that you think, oh, they conflict, I can't be both. You can be both, okay? But we all know I am building a liberated woman here. I am building businesses that brings a liberated lifestyle, okay? Not another prison. So be who you are and never, ever freaking apologize for that. Yep, give me a hell yes if you can do that, okay? Or start to do that. So let's dig into a little bit more on this topic of controversialness that I'm talking about, okay? I had one this week while I was on the platform. The rest of the people had my back. So in one way it was a blessing. Exactly, right? And that's all we're interested in, right? That's all we're interested in. So women liberating women. It's not true. It's not happening. Women are not liberating women. We're not supporting each other, right? We are not supporting. We're not. We are so distrusting of each other, you know, on the whole, okay, on the whole. So collectively, we do not support each other. And I'm going to repeat, we do not collectively support each other because women don't collectively support women, not fully, okay? That's why my clients flourish, because they are not only working with me, where I'm supporting them, but they're working with other liberated warriors in a private group, you know, of elite women where there's no comparing or competition, a safe space, okay? So I'm going to tell you how to change that and how to monetize that as well, okay? Monetize, because if you support each other, you can also monetize it because you become very collaborative. You're not really against each other, okay? And how to apply this so it will transform your life. And I want you to remember, when you look at my face, this right here, I am an abused girl, yeah? I have experienced every mental hardship you can possibly imagine, okay? Take that in for a second. Take that in for a second. So I did get here, right? I did get here, and I'm not stopping here, neither should you. Okay, I'm gonna help you get here, and as I go there, I'm gonna say, come with me here as well. Let's go to 6 figures, let's go to 7 figures. Let's get your voice out there, okay? Let's really own that and your genius. So, my mum told me that no one will want me, yeah? And I won't make it. She's the one that disowned me for getting divorced, right? Because that wasn't allowed. I won't go into that now. That's another story for another time. And I really could have ended up on drugs, right? Or on the streets, suffering severe depression, severe PTSD, anxiety. So really, I did not have great odds, right? I'm what you would call a phoenix. A lot of people call me a phoenix. I've considered using that in my branding, but I'm like, who cares about the branding, right? I just want to get the message out there, which is the most important thing. A phoenix rises from the ashes, renews. Okay, and in my book, I'm profiling women that have been through challenging or abusive situations and to tell you where they are now, right? So we can understand that. When you are in a position, when you're in my position, and if you have been in this position where you have suffered anything, and I don't believe you're here if you haven't suffered anything, okay? But whether you think it's small or big, right? It's all relative, okay? So when you are in that position, you look through life through a completely different lens to anyone else, okay? So it's okay to have that life. It really is, that others don't understand. I don't let the outside dictate what I do. That's why I have that level of conviction, yeah? And the statistics from those that are abused are not of childhood, of child of suicide, of domestic violence are not good, okay? About 80% of 21-year-olds who were abused as children meet the criteria to have at least one psychological disorder. 36% end up in prison, yeah? 25% are more likely to have teenage pregnancy, okay? And that's just abuse. Suicide, yeah, increases the risk of suicide, okay? And mental health problems, okay? So I've defied the statistics. So when I look at my life, I teach from experience. I teach from the mistakes I made. I had the opportunity to overcome. This is not theory-based, okay? And many people out there will do theory-based. These people use theory and logic because they have no idea on what really makes the world go round, what it really takes, okay? When I see many women out there struggling because they don't have support, right? And sometimes not even in their romantic partnerships or with their families, let alone their bosses or their colleagues and their friends, and they wonder why. Because there are two groups of women. Fake women, yeah, strong on the outside, got success on the outside, but broken on the inside. And I, you know, that's like me. I had all the things, but I was broken on the inside, okay? I was a chameleon. I put on a different mask for different people, act in different ways, people pleaser. And real women, they will invest in you. They will get to know you. They are genuine. They are the real you. They're the same in front of anyone. There's no real changing of behavior, okay? So why do we continue to accept this? It's what I call the lemming and the sheep effect, right? They're doing it, everyone's doing it. What other choice is there? It's just the way it is. Even though it's not serving you, it's not making you a better woman and a leader. I'm just doing this because everyone else is doing it, right? Right? I'm gonna have to close this down soon because I've been asked to leave this room, so don't mind me keep looking over there. So I'm doing what, you know, I'm doing what everybody else said. What a joke. I'm just doing it because everybody else is doing it, and I'll be kicked out of the tribe, right? What would people think of me? I will be judged. What do you think's gonna happen? You're not gonna die, right? And remember, I have conversations after conversations where women tell me the truth about what's going on with them in their relationships, in their work, okay? All right? So with themselves, and they're often telling me their secrets that they've never told anyone else because they're in safe hands. And before, it's simply not true that the impressions that we have of others, that they have these perfect lives and they're really successful and they have all this confidence, it's just fucking lies. Yeah, no one's telling the truth. Okay, no one's telling the truth. And I'm privy to a lot of inside information because of the circles I'm in and who I am and what I do. And it's pretty influential, nothing to do with logic and theory to make cash and have liberation. It's got to do with releasing the root wound, the cause, and where the acceptance comes from mastering your relationships, mastering your mindset, mastering your emotions, mastering your strategy. Is not going to change if we don't change, to become very real, become very authentic, very vulnerable, have real conversations, because if we don't, no one will. Many of you will stay in that fake, painful place, and I don't want that for you, but you've got to not want it for you more, okay? And slowly diminishing, and there is another way. So for all the fake women out there, like I was, thinking that works, you are fake because you are desperate, hurting, you are triggered by other women, and there is some jealousy that goes on, right? And this is competitiveness. Women are driven by their emotions. So what happens is that you're driven by your root wound, which is affecting your emotions. That's not actually who you are. So you don't have the ability yet to feel comfortable in your own skin, but you will when you get rid of that very easily and experience extreme joy, wealth, and romance. All of them, not one or the other. But like I said, there's nothing wrong with you. You are misunderstood for sure. There's a root wound. Everyone has one, no matter what. However great your life has been, trust me, even sisters out there compete with each other, okay? To be prettier than each other. I mean, to be clever than each other. I mean, I've been treated like crap by some women friends, family, and most recently in the corporate world and in fellow leadership. Why? Because they're jealous. That's the truth. They're jealous, right? Because they have a wound, not because they're horrible people. No judgment and love to them. I get it, right? I do get it. I was that way when my root wound was operating and running the show from the subconscious. I never got it when people said, she's jealous of you. I was like, a lot of the time I was like, what? I've got a whole lot less than her. What is there to be jealous of? Really? You know, really? Yes. So keep going, because actually by people being jealous of you, you're inspiring them. You're inspiring them. Some women are not nice to me. They're triggered by me because I am real. I am open. I'm never in competition mode. I will always tell women they look amazing. I tell them all great things about them all the time. And women are often shocked as they don't get this experience, right? We don't do this. We are not collectively supporting each other. I go out of my way to share this, to celebrate women. And, you know, when they're in their full liberated feminine beauty, particularly. So let's remove that. So when this is happening, know it stops many opportunities for you. Cash, love, joy, liberation, and it's magnetizing to you literally. This is why with my clients, we remove that, okay? And that's why you see women being fake and not fully giving and not fully being there, not fully being open, not fully loving, not fully trusting, and always feeling nervous around them. Even your closest friends and sisters sometimes, right? So I've had to put my foot down with a lot of women when I got treated this way. And really it's about, don't take my kindness as weakness. Don't think you can call me at will and gain access to my brilliance, right? This stuff is genius. It's high-level transformational stuff. I'm a high-level transformation coach, consultant, and mentor and advisor. This stuff is golden, and so is yours. And not everybody is privy to it. So once that line is crossed, and you'll find out how inside of my programs, how we do this, and it requires investment, okay? It requires boundaries. So if you find that yourself in that position, cut them off. Yes, but that won't resolve it all, sadly, okay? Because a root wound is in you. You can't just cut people off. Yeah, that's not going to be enough. So when that's gone from the inside of you, it won't attract, okay? It will attract something else completely different, okay? So think about how you're going to move forward through your power of association. So you're surrounded by people that are there to help you and there to propel you, okay? So we're talking about leveraging up, being in that top 2%, yeah, at least 6-figure earner, or the top 2% where I'm going, yeah, the 7-figure millionaire figure, okay? So what do I do myself with? Who do I surround myself with? I lost my voice then. 1%, 2%, right? And I'm going to invest in that next level heavily. It's the best money I will ever spend over anything else, okay? So this is where you come to hang out with the 3%, okay? Where we're doing 6 figures, okay? And so forth. And I'm not saying I don't hang out with people that are not in the 3%, the 2%, or the 1%. Of course I do. But it's why I'm invited into those circles. And that's how, you know, I get onto those breakthrough calls with potential clients to see if I can help you. And that's where you're looking to go, okay? Whether that is for those that are really serious about that, really wanting to be in the 6-figure, the 2%, the 3%, 2%, 1% of women, okay? We've got 70% of women that are earning less than $50,000 a year, diminishing themselves, okay? And it's not just about the money, they're diminishing themselves, it's in every area. When that is the case, money is only a reflection of how much you value yourself and have self-worth, okay? So here is the truth. If your circle is not supporting you and promoting you and investing in you and making introductions and referrals, if not, it means you do not have a healthy circle. And whether that's in family, friends, colleagues, peers, whatever it may be. All that means is that your circle and your root wound has attracted these experiences, okay? And the circumstances are manifesting from that, and you can manifest different circumstances. Okay, so think about that. Take that in. So if you're a person that's feeling that you know you really want to monetize your gift, have freedom, but not feel like a fake, right? And get the recipe to have a 5-figure month straight away. And the whole stuff that it took me, right? Literally me to get there, to get real. And you do have to get real. Some of this stuff isn't all pretty and flowers, right? To get there, you do have to get real. Then get on a call with me, okay? Get on a call with me. Don't take your fear around that seriously. You are required to do something radically different to be radically different. So if you're sick and tired and you want to learn how, then apply for a call. I will stick the link down at the bottom. I'm going to shut up now because I think I'm going to get chucked out because I've been quite naughty because I've been here for a long time. I love you all. Have brilliant weekends. This has been Anita Gosel, the Liberation Money Coach. Thanks to Gloria Arishta. I don't know why I'm saying that wrong. I know how to say your name. I've got a funny voice today. Jasmine, Emily, Janet, Sharon, all of you, thank you so much for being here. And let me know the one biggest thing that you got out of that today in the comments. I'm gonna please share this or invite people into the group if you think these messages are gonna help women, because women need to hear these messages and know what is available for them so they can move out of that 70% and come into that 3 to 1%. And if you're up for it, come and let's have a chat and we can take it from there. I love you so much. Thank you for listening. Bye.